All right. Good afternoon, family and friends. What's going on? All right, we here today. We got something good today. We're gonna
Yo, yo,
tussle
yo,
with
yo,
their
yo, yo, yo,
mind, their
yo, yo.
brain. What's up? So today's topic is temptation. Mm, something's tempting. So T, let's dive in. No, don't get shot now. Woo,
No,
we got
not
a great
shy.
topic on Monday. Huh?
Yep.
Great topic on Monday.
And temptation is this topic, and you know what they
I
say
know
about
what.
temptation:
Ooh, can be dangerous.
be a bee, a
Dangerous.
bee. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. How are you tempted?
The things that I like, of course. You know, I think that when you like or want something, your desire, whatever you want to call it, and you say to yourself, "Oh, it's not good. I shouldn't do this." You're going to be tempted, right? I mean, we're not really tempted on the things that we don't want or we don't like.
So,
So it
so how
really,
do you avoid? Go ahead.
how do you avoid it? I don't avoid it.
How
I
you?
kind of go into it. I accept it. I'm not really good at, learning how to control that. But there are things that I do. Like there's things that I know is not really good for me. Like I don't smoke cigarettes, right? Because I know the health, wise what it can do. So that's one thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I used to smoke the cigarettes back in the day. And it's still tempting because I like that smell. That menthol smell does something, but I'm not easily tempted. So it really does depend on, how you are able to control whatever that temptation is.
So can temptation be avoided if you have an addiction?
Yeah, addiction is different. If you know you're addicted to something, I mean, I'm addicted to a lot of things. I'm addicted to drinking water every day. I'm addicted to eating food every single day.
Not
Yeah, it is true.
okay. Addiction
Because
and
it's what
requirements. Hold on.
I
Look,
need.
look. Hold
Yes.
on. Something that is required is not an addiction.
But I mean, of course, we're gonna say that because I
So you
justifies
you need, but you need water.
we
So
need water.
that's not an addiction.
It justifies the fact that I am addicted to water. That's it. That's how I see it.
Addiction is not something that's required.
I understand,
So
but it
you
is.
so you so how are you addicted to water if you is required? An
How am I?
addiction is not required.
Okay, okay. Addiction is. We're gonna probably look up the definition, but addiction is something that can be required, in my opinion.
No, no.
Why not? Why do you think like that?
So when you say no and I say yes, you have to give us an example because I
Oh,
the
I'm terrible with this. When you be
but
coming
you
with these,
can't say but you said no. So if you say no, if you're going against the grain, you got to be able to explain our viewers how can you say no and we like how what you mean no? Can you explain it to me? Because I don't understand. Can you explain it to me?
Frederick, you got something to say? You want to add?
No, no. See, Dennis is right. Dennis is right. I can go with Dennis on this.
Okay, all right, all right.
Addiction is something that you're addicted to, like sex. You don't need sex. You don't require it, but you're addicted to sex.
Who says
Um,
so? Who says that it's not required? That's the thing. That's
because
what I'm saying.
there's a lot of people that can go without sex for
I agree.
years,
Yes.
and then you got addiction. Some people are addicted to it. They gotta have sex every day, every night. So it's not required. Sex is not required to live. You don't need sex to live.
It could be a psychological thing though.
That's true
What's a
too,
lot?
but
What's
you still don't
psychological?
need sex to
What's
live.
psychological?
Like psychologically, we were born to create and procreate. So that part of it takes the sex act. And there are some that are not meant to have that, action, but there's not many. So I feel like that's like, possibly that could be a requirement
Okay,
in
okay,
us.
so look, so okay, if you want to go with that, so let me ask you something then. Give me something, give me an example of an addiction that can't cause long-term pain or
That can
long time that cannot cause long-term pain and suffering. An addiction. Give me an
re-
addiction. Because
reading,
listen, huh? Huh?
reading, reading
That, that
that does not give long-term
re,
pain, right?
that's an addiction.
Yeah, people, I'm addicted. I like reading. There are people that love to read and they will read all day for hours in days on end. And I know them. So there
So
are people that
so
are so that's not something that is going to cause pain, right? You told me to give you an example. That was a good example, I think.
that is not required. Is
That's
required to read. Addiction is something that's not required.
okay. Addiction is
You
something that is
require. Yeah, come on.
all right.
Yes,
Let
like
me
A
let that
crack
drinking.
addict.
let
A
me let
crack
that
addict.
Like there you go.
crack. That's an
There you
addiction
go. Come on,
that we
smoking.
know.
Right. Yeah.
Alcoholic.
But
Hey,
see,
there you go. See things that.
but you guys are
Huh?
talking about addiction in the negative, really bad way, but there are addictions that are good and helpful and not harmful. And
Sex.
I'm yes, and I'm saying that those things like even, sex, alcohol, drugs that you can become addicted to, those are things that can be taken to the extreme that become compulsively you
But
need it.
I'm addicted to gummies, gummy
okay, but
bears.
look, watch this. And too much gummy bears. What can it cause? That could be a cause. Cause and
Yeah, of
effect
course.
from eating too many gummy bears. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? See,
but you think
he said he
that's
addicted to
addicted
gummy.
though.
Aspartame. Get gummy bears. Right. See what I'm saying? That could cause long term pain. I'm serious, T. That can because it has aspartame in it. That's not good for the
Okay,
Yeah.
body.
okay, I understand
Well,
that.
Jim, you get. Well, then you can have Jim. Jim could be addictive. You could be like, yeah, I'm so addicted to the gym.
But there's always a balance, okay? There's going to be a counter reactive action on the other end that you can do to make it so that it does not become bad or unhealthy for you. Let's say if you take a certain herbal tea every single day to fight off all the, let's say, sugar or any other type of minerals that can help your body as you're eating your gummies every single day. It is all about what you put in your mind to counter react on what you say is addictive. So for me, I can say this: I am completely addicted to wine every single day. I don't take many times where I don't have wine every day. I will do it for a short period of time when I don't have wine for a little while. But I'm addicted. Like that's my best friend because you know why? Because it tastes so damn good. I love it. I'm not there to sit up here and get, anything, but I appreciate the grapes and all the hard work that the people had to do to make them grapes take so good. I have an addiction to that and I have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? So I think
You
that
want you so you
we just
want to
take it to the
justify
extreme.
drinking wine,
No, no,
but
no. I'm
you don't
saying
drink wine.
say what you want to say. Go ahead.
Hmm?
Say
No,
it.
no, you were saying something. You broke up. You broke up. Go ahead.
I look at it as we okay. First, we started off with a temptation, right? And you can be
Yeah, we went from a temptation to addiction.
right. So you can be tempted all day long, but it does depend on the addiction part. Let's call it addiction part. That the fact that if you are not able to control the temptation or the addiction, it's going to become bad for you, right? That's all I'm saying. Can't you agree with that?
He's talking about good addictions or bad
Say that
addictions.
again, T, because you broke all up.
You didn't hear nothing I said? Frederick, did you hear me?
No, you was
No, I
like,
couldn't. It broke up.
Okay. I am saying
yeah, good.
that, okay, addiction, we started off with temptation, right? And all I'm saying is you can be
Right.
tempted all day long, but it all depends on you as an individual. Are you like I say, if you say you brought up addiction, if you're a addict to something, then the temptation is not going to be good for you. I mean, it's not going to be helpful. It could be if you're able to, control yourself, because it's a compulsive thing to not be able to control yourself when you have something that is in front of you that's tempting, because you have an addiction to it. And what I was saying about my wine, I'm gonna say it all day long. I can say it like I'm an addict. I'll go to AA meetings. I have no problem with it. But guess what? I'm only drinking maybe 2 glasses of wine, this much a night, or maybe one. I don't drink a whole bottle, and I drink that wine that has that oomph in it. That makes it go like this. Not that sugary stuff. I like the one that's got good quality. So, my bedtime sleep is good. The doctors would say no.
But that no, they won't. They won't say that. They won't say no because drinking wine is good for the body. So I don't. There's no addiction there. You're not addicted to that.
But
Addiction
people,
is something that look. Addiction is something that listen. You cannot live without it, right? And you gotta have it. That's why you're an addict. That's why they say addiction. You know what I'm saying? You're an addict of it, and it can cause problems, damage, whether it be health, mental. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what the addiction is. You know what I'm saying? It's still at the end of the day, an addiction can cause some type of problem long term. You know what I'm saying? You talking about reading. Reading is something you require, but it where's temptation in reading?
they're
You know what I'm
tempted. They
saying?
want to
You
read.
say we talk about temptation. Where's no?
Okay, listen, if there's people that like to read, they're out there always reading, and they don't have a real, personal relationship with other people, interpersonal skills with other people, they're always reading. They're addicted to reading, and they don't have that ability to connect with people. So that is something that is a
Okay, so
negative.
where's the negative at? They're educating their mind. They're
They're
constantly
educating their mind,
feeding
but
their
they're
brain.
antisocial. They don't have social skills. They don't have interaction with people, interpersonal skills. That's what they lack. They're in a book. They're stuck in a book.
I'm if I'm pretty sure I can't speak on that, but I'm pretty sure a person that's constantly reading, and it depends on what they're reading. You know what I'm saying? If they're addicted to reading uh, novels about people being just by themselves, then they're not. So of course they're going to be by themselves. But if they're reading books that's going to help them speak to other people, educate them on how to talk to people, then that's different. So it's based on what they reading. You know what I'm saying? So if you talking about addiction on what somebody reading, it's what they reading.
You did not
Because
hear me.
I'm know what? Because if you, huh?
You didn't
You
hear
said I
me.
didn't hear you.
I basically said
I,
when a person is addicted to reading, does not matter what they're reading, they're not connecting with real people. So they don't have the social skills to know how to connect and have interpersonal relationships, like having one-on-one relationships with people, because that's their addiction. Why are you looking at it as not? I mean, because
no.
look at it as this, okay? Addiction can be so chronic that something else is missing. I just gave you an example of a person that loves reading books, and the bad part of it that could be possible is that they're so stuck on their addiction of reading books that they're not having social skills with real people. That was a great example. Why are you sitting up here saying no?
Hey yo, you
You know
want to
you want
believe?
comfort.
You want to? Oh look, you want to? No, no. So Fred, reading is an
Yo,
addiction.
the
Is
way she
reading an
explained it,
addiction?
well, the way she explained it makes it seem like it's an addiction. The way
Okay,
she explained it, because
so
everybody lose it.
uh,
What she's trying to say is, if you read books all day long and you don't have, you become an introvert person that don't like people, and you start to not socialize with other people. if that happens. I never seen that happen before, but if that happens, then you like cut the world off and just into books all the time.
I've
But I
seen
never
it.
seen a
Okay.
person that like.
I've seen it.
Oh, you seen it?
No,
I live around a lot of white people and a lot of all different races, and they're
What that mean?
different
Okay.
because they're different. They're different. They are not like us. I'm sorry. It's so hard for me to have people to go to the library with me and read, honestly. But when you find people that are all into their books, I work at NIH, so all of them love to read. They're all types of people, and that's all they do is read. Every time you ask them, what you do this weekend? Read. And they don't have social skills. They
but
don't
but
really. Go ahead.
but T, you never heard of a book club that they
Yeah,
read books together?
they don't do that. They read it by
Okay,
themselves.
Who don't do
okay.
that?
The
Who
one
don't
I
do
was
that?
just saying,
You,
the
oh,
person,
you. How
the
would?
example.
You know a person like that, right?
Yes, yes. I
So
know
so look,
two or
because
three.
look. Oh, you do? Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Here's something for you. Guess what? The person who is always reading, right, and they don't have people skills, that it's something that's required to have people skills, right? Being able to communicate with other people. Is that right?
Okay. Yes.
No, not
All right.
exactly.
Okay. I'll take that too.
Okay. What you mean? Not exactly. You need to be able to
You don't have
communicate with people. Now
to
I
survive.
ain't say a group of people. No, just you need to communicate with people.
It
That's all
depends
I'm
what
saying.
type, what type of depends what type of job you got. So some people like in retail, they
I'm
got to learn how to have to communicate with people. Some people that don't
right.
work from home on their laptop, they don't really need to communicate. They just do it on a laptop and just text. So it depends what type of job you have too, to communicate with people.
You said text. That's
Like you,
communicating.
like D, like you got to communicate. You got to talk to people. Which I want me to make. Which I food with this. I got to communicate because I work at the post office. I got to ask them how they want to mail their package. This and that. Blah 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 blah. But then there's people that don't have to communicate to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? We got to communicate
You
because we
actually
dealing
think
with the
that?
public. Yeah, we dealing with the public. We got to deal with the public.
I know what he's saying. Because there's like that in the labs, the people that are in the labs, they're in their research, they're in whatever, microscope, whatever they're looking at, they're doing their thing and they are stuck doing that. That's all they think about. That's all they see because they're so focused. And so they're focused on their work and they don't really have to communicate because all they have to do is go back to their computer, type everything that they found, their results, they put everything on the computer. Now the communication can be through email, but that's totally different when it comes to one-on-one together. We're talking face to face.
So when they write down their results and everything, and they give it to the next level personnel that's hired them to analyze what they're doing, guess what? They're communicating. Whether
I agree.
it's just in their line of work, they're still communicating.
Through
Right?
email or
So
through.
you saying communication could be.
Oh, he
He's
got
gone.
booted off. He'll be back. But that's that. You know, man, we gonna be going bumping heads a lot.
Oh no, you just
No, but
it's
it's just good. It ain't bad. It's great. It's
it's
great.
more this is how I always do. I'm not always going to agree with everybody, and then I always have something to say about it, and that's me. But I think what I was trying to say. Did you understand what I was trying to say? Yes or no?
But the addiction reading, no, I don't get that. But
Why not? Why you don't get that? Because that's exactly why.
mhm,
Because because you just don't get it. Do you like to read?
yeah,
You sure? Do you read? How often
I'm
do
not
you read?
every day.
No. Like a book. Like reading a book. Have you read a book lately? Nope. Don't bring the Bible. A book. Another book. Okay. The Measure of a Man. Okay. And you've been reading that regularly, right? right?
Yeah, look, see where the bookmark is at?
Yes. So
See the
there
bookmark
are
is at? It's almost done.
yes, but there are people that read more than 8 hours a day. Okay. Or let's say 4 hours a day if they have to work. And they are stuck in their books. And that's all, and that's their addiction. Because they don't have nothing else. That's their addiction. Why you can't see that as an addiction?
Because it's something that's being beneficial by them reading. Like I said, they're
But
listen,
take that judgment out. Take the judgment part out.
huh?
Don't see the judgment of beneficial or not. Look at the action of being chronic, because that's what an addiction is. It's like a chronic all the time thing, right? That addiction is a chronic, a regular all the time. That if we look up the definition of addiction, you agree?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you
So
want
reading a book, some people do it over hours. They do it hours, and that's their addiction. Why? Even though it might be beneficial for the mind, but it's still an addiction because they're doing it all the time. You make it sound like it's like, oh, everything that you do is good for you if you're doing it and it's good for you. Even it doesn't matter how many or how often you're doing it. That's not always true. There's always a balance. Too much of anything is not good for you.
yeah. Hold on. Jules trying to come in, but she got to connect something. Oh, shit. I guess hold on. So today,
Yeah.
you telling me, so you didn't, so did you say what was your tip? What are you tempted by?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on what you're tempted. Like, what is your temptation? Or let's say you use the word
I'm gonna ask
addiction.
you. Yeah, what's your
What's my addiction? I said
huh?
my addiction. What my addiction is alcohol, wine. I will.
Nah,
I will not.
that's
Okay.
a
Well, what else? I mean, what else are you looking for? My addiction. My addiction. I am about my business. So I could be addicted by doing my regular checking my monies, checking my bank account, making sure all that straight. Look, I got a little budget. Like, yeah, I'm addicted to that. But you want something negative. I mean, the negative is just basically balance.
nah. It,
So I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, I don't have anything that's bad for me," because everybody's gonna have their opinion about what's bad for me and what's good for me, because everybody's different. Because that temptation is different for everybody. Because I might not think that what you think is bad for me is not bad for me. Like you might say it's bad for me. I'll be like, "No, it's good for me. Thanks, though." Right? I think you understand me.
okay. So in other words, so when we look at the word, when you look at the word addiction, right?
Then what happened?
Let's throw some. You got
You
booted. I don't know
cut
what
off.
happened. But look,
You
when you look
didn't.
at the
You
word,
started talking.
Mm.
yeah, when you look at the word, look, when you look at the word addiction, right? Let's put some synonyms in there and let's change it up then, okay? Now, weakness. What is your weakness?
My weakness. What is my weakness?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you really making me think. I feel like this is a damn job interview. What is my weakness?
My
Um,
weakness is my leg.
Yeah.
okay, my weakness on ability wise. Uh,
We talk about look, when you said addiction, you talking about addiction. But as I said, we're gonna use a synonym for addiction.
okay,
So
and
so what's your weakness? Like what could
I
you
don't
call,
have a weakness.
there you go.
There we go. I'm looking at it because I say what I look
Huh?
at
Oh.
my my temptation, my weakness, whatever you want to call it, is not what I look at, or I could look at it as it's my weakness and I accept it. Like I said about the wine, I basically said, my addiction is the wine because of this addiction. Every single day I want it. And I look at it like, oh, I want my wine and I am looking forward to going home to get my wine. That's an addiction, right? That's
Yep.
my weakness.
What two? All right, but look, you got two glasses of wine, right? Is there any day that you miss having your 2 glasses of wine?
Yes.
You say, yeah, okay. So you don't have it every day. You miss it. There many days you miss it.
No, not
right?
often. Not often. Not often.
But you do though.
Not often.
So in other words, whatever's going on at the, but you do though. But we just talk about we don't. Okay, you say not often, but you do. That's so that's it. That you do. Something like I said. Hey, Fred, what you talking about? You addicted? You got addiction?
Do I got addiction? Nah, not really.
What are you tempted by, Fred?
What I'm tempted by? Oh, I could be tempted by lingerie.
Not okay.
I could be tempted by.
What are you tempted by? What? Yeah. What?
Yeah, he's definitely being tempted by. Yeah.
If I could be tempted by, like, if a girl come and say, "Yo, I got some lingerie on," I'm like, "Ooh, I want to see." That's a temptation right there.
That's it. Women, that's his, right?
No. I'm just saying different things.
So, right. So how do you avoid? Right. Our temptation.
Don't answer.
I got you.
Don't answer the phone.
Temptation.
Don't answer the phone. Block them.
Block them.
Don't go over there. Don't go over their house.
Don't go over their house.
Yeah.
You could be tempted like that. There's a lot of temptation out here. You could be tempted to do anything. That's the problem. It's a lot of temptation. With anything though. Ain't you attempt? Don't you get temptation, Dennis? Of temptation?
Me?
Like me, buying sneakers. Yeah. I buy a lot of Jordan 1s, and I'm tempted when the new Jordan 1s come out. I say, damn, I need those, and it's tempting. You got to kick out $180 or $300, and it's tempting. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't want to, but you tempted to get it because you like those. You want those things. You want a collection, so it gets tempted. Now, as I'm addicted, temptation could be the same as addiction.
As long as you got money.
Yeah, sometimes it can be addictive. It's addictive. Sneakers is addictive. Sneakers is addictive. It comes with the same language. You attempted to buy sneakers. You already got enough sneakers, so it comes addiction. That's when temptation turns into addiction. Because you tempted to buy some more sneakers, and now you got 80,000 sneakers, and it comes addiction. Just like he said, like getting books. You can buy a bunch of books. You can read a lot of books, and then you want more books. You're like, yo, I need to read that book. I need to get that book. Now it becomes addiction. Your temptation turns into addiction. So you know what I'm saying?
Is an addiction. Education is an addiction.
Yeah, education could be an addiction too. That's right.
Yeah.
That's how you get to those levels.
Stop with the nonsense, man. Stop with the nonsense, man.
It's true. Education could be addiction. Like if you're reading something, I'm gonna give you an example.
Does not listen.
I'm gonna give you an example. Like you reading something dope. Now this guy just say Michael Kors writes these books, and his books is tough. You reading it and like, yo, I'm learning a lot from this guy. Let me go get more books from Michael Kors because he's teaching me things how to save taxes. So now you saving taxes. Now he's saying, yo, I know how to paint your house. All right, I'm gonna read how to paint your house. Now it becomes addiction. Like I'm learning so much shit, it becomes addiction. And now you learn how to do your own taxes. Now you learn how to paint your own house.
Look,
but it comes addiction. Addiction is learning. You know that, right? Beneficial. It comes addiction.
Look, it comes beneficial, right? So learning is not a weakness. Like I was saying to you earlier, it's like a weakness. You don't want that. That's not when you say use the word addiction, right? Something that's when you talk about look at the definition. Did y'all look at the word definition? The definition of weakness. Did y'all look it up?
Weakness.
Because obviously y'all didn't
What's
look it up.
weakness? Well, what's the definition of weakness?
Huh?
What's the
No,
definition of
not
weakness?
weakness. Addiction. Did y'all look up? No, addiction. Did y'all look it up?
What is
I
addiction?
don't think
Did you
y'all
look
did.
it?
I did. Yeah, I've been looked it up, but I'm just saying,
All
like
right.
you got
So
to know. Look, Tanique said,
there you
I
go.
want her. She said,
The
"Tell you
definition
reading it."
of
No, I was waiting for you. I thought you said you getting it.
the
You want
definition of addiction.
I got it. It says the fact or condition. Look, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. He committed to the theft to finance his drug addiction. And it's the dependence, craving, habit, weakness, compulsion, fixation, enslavement, monkey, Jones. These are the synonyms of addiction. These are just a few words of addiction.
compulsive,
So,
chronic.
you know what I'm saying? Right,
Craving.
right. See what I'm saying?
Craving.
Dependency. Like craving. You gotta have it. Like, I gotta have it. If I don't have it, you get crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
So
you
you could
drinking two
crave
glasses
books.
of wine is not something that you depend on every day.
You could crave books then.
Huh?
All right. You can crave books.
He
You can
don't like
crave
to hear that.
books, but guess what? It's not. That's not.
If you say
No,
guess what one more
it's
damn
not
time,
harmful.
It is harmful in other
It's not
ways.
harmful.
If you're not having a social
No,
life
man. If you
and
sit there,
interacting with
but
people,
what other
wait a minute.
ways?
Because
I,
if you're not socializing and interacting with people and you're stuck in books and living in a fantasy world, you're not in reality.
hey, I give you example. I give you example, Dennis. What she trying to say? You could be. You ever heard a person say they're book
Yeah, give me
smart
an
but not
example.
street smart?
Of course.
All right. So some people could be craving in books but not
Yeah.
knowing the streets. So that could be harmful. You learn in the books but not knowing the streets. Some people come out here so unknowledgeable of the street. They know they walking down the street, they can get robbed. They don't know, they're not street smart. They don't know how to do it. But they read so much book, they get a lot of education reading books, but then they're not street smart. So that could be something too.
When I took my bonnet off, I was like,
Do you agree with that, D? Huh, D?
You said being street smarts?
I said there's people that's
Say
addicted
that
to
again. I didn't
books,
hear you.
right?
Say that again.
I said there's people that could be addicted to books and reading and being smart. But then when it comes to the street, they read so much books, they're not street smart. So when they go on the street, people play them. But they smart in the books, but they're not smart on the street.
well,
But you are so in other words, what you telling me, Fred, you're saying to me from your perspective when you say about the street smart, because guess what? You don't need the streets to be say, oh, I don't know nothing about the streets. You know, you're talking from your perspective because guess what? You don't have to be street smarts to survive in this world.
Why?
But I get your point though. I see what you're saying though. You're talking
Yeah,
from your
but
perspective. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So why not though? In the hood or places,
Huh?
you
You
get to be
just
street
think about this.
smart.
If you live, I mean,
You ever watch All
so that's what I
American?
said. You speaking from your perspective because guess
No,
what?
no.
You,
But did you ever
yes, I
watch?
did.
Okay, you remember when
And
the rich kid, the brother, he was bringing Spencer James home, and he said, "No, the cops know me. I'm my fam.
Jules,
My
what's
mother
up,
was from
Jules?
cops." He was like, "Put your hands." Spencer was like, "Put your hands on the steering
No,
wheel.
no,
Put your hands on the
yeah, I
steering
got you.
wheel." He said, "Put your hands on the steering wheel." He said, "No." And the cop
But he
dragged him
didn't
to
know
the
because
ground. He wasn't street smart.
yeah, I saw that part.
But
Right, because
he was from a
he was
different.
well. Look, he rich.
Yeah, he didn't know
Right,
that when you go
but
to the hood,
the
there's another lesson to learn. You understand?
yeah.
So
So
some
he
people
learned
could
his
be book
lesson.
smart. Some people could be book smart,
Yep.
They read a lot of books, but when they come to the hood or someplace other, they're not street smart. So it could be a disadvantage to them.
Jules, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Jules, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
All right. Jules in the building, y'all. We had to get you. You had to. Yeah, we can hear you. We had to chime you in. Everybody talking. We ain't hear you. Get up in here, Shannon. Okay, let's see how you feel about this. Because Fred and Tanika, I don't know, they delusional right now.
You know what it is?
Oh,
You know what it is, Jules? The past week, me and Tanika been on the same page,
what?
and Ted has been somewhere else.
That's it.
By himself?
Yeah,
He been by himself, so maybe you could be on his side for a little
Hey,
bit.
Jules, come on. No, Jules, you. Right? No. Look, they're in the same boat, Jules. I'm on another. You right. I'm on another boat.
What's your argument?
Jules, you know the top. No argument. Our topic is temptation. How are you tempted?
I mean,
How are you tempted?
I don't know.
Huh?
Temptation comes from, I guess, temptation is, I guess, wanting something that you can't have because of circumstances.
So how do you avoid your temptation? I'm talking about your temptation. I know. If it's personal, that's cool. But we just talking in general. How do you avoid temptation? If knowing that you're tempted about a particular thing.
I avoid it at all costs. I don't want to put myself under no situation where I am going to feel like I'm compromised at all. And if I find like I am, I'm out. I don't care. I could be home early. Okay. There'll be more Fridays.
See, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about, Jules. You on my come on, Jules.
What?
You on my boat. You in my boat, Jules. Oh my goodness. Man, don't do that. I asked you that question first. I got my questions right here. I asked you that first.
Okay. Right, but how you gonna say that I can't say I'm with you or with them because I haven't heard both sides. I haven't even heard your side. I've only heard my side. Because I'm the only one that answered.
No, but you
I got here, mind you. You don't have to answer because I should have got here on time, right? But you know, I don't know what you said. I don't know what Fred said.
Nah, we don't do that. We won't do that.
We won't say what they said.
No. Okay, so let me ask you another question then. So let me ask you another question. Can temptation be avoided if you have an addiction?
Addiction comes from temptation. In other words, I'm gonna be extreme, but let's say drug addicts, right?
You want me to read it again? Hold up, you want me to read it again?
Yeah.
Huh?
Go ahead. Yes.
I said, yes. Can temptation be avoided if you have an addiction?
But an addiction is something that you can't control, that you want, which is have that you know you shouldn't have or can't have. So it just depends on what with addiction. There's always temptation. So it just depends on what the addiction is, right? Because if addiction, you know, no, scratch that. You can't be addicted without having temptation, because if you are addicted to something, you always forget it. That's why you are addicted. You can't control your temptations. You cannot control your temptations, which becomes addicted. Does that make sense? Is my phone a little slow?
Yeah, it was going in and out, and every other word was hard.
Yeah.
How about if I hold it closer?
It was choppy.
Okay. Yeah.
So temptation,
yeah, that's
me,
better.
Right? Okay. Temptation to me, you can't be addicted to something without having temptation, because the temptation comes from the addiction, right? You can't be addicted to something without being tempted to get it, right? Because um temptation is having maybe something that you can't have, or that is not good for you, well, that you can't have, that you shouldn't have, and so you're tempted to get that which you can't have. And so, you can have temptation, but with addiction specifically, you are always going to be tempted.
Okay. I get you, Jules, and I want to say this. That she said about something you can't have, and the temptation, I can see now what you're trying to have. The temptation is something you can't have. So I could say, I don't I don't get tempted by married men. Now, if a man is looking good and I don't know nothing about him being married, I'm tempted because I don't know that. But I'm not tempted by being with married men, and I can't have them because I don't want a married man, right? So that's an example of not, knowing you could be tempted by having an attractive person be married, maybe you didn't know, and then find out later. That's a temptation, but it doesn't have anything to do with addiction, though. You know,
No,
it's still temptation.
what I would say was, you could be tempted at any moment, but with addiction, you're always in temptation. Like,
Yes.
with addiction, you're always in temptation, because it's already something that you can't control. You can't, like, I'm talking about, I think, it's a fine argument there. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, there's a fine argument there with
Yes.
addicts, drug addicts, because they literally, there's a chemical imbalance in their brain that they cannot control their urges, right? So they're always tempted. But that's an extreme situation, right? Something as far as will, right? Like that, like the example you used of being with a married man. That's your will. It's your will to want to be with them or not. You know what I'm saying? So there's no temptation there. That's just straight up not, you just living foul. No, let me stop.
Don't know, but if you don't know that the person is
Oh,
married, I'm
no,
saying, and you're
yeah,
tempted because you see that person that is attractive and you're having conversation, and then you find out that is still tempted, you know.
oh, you mean later when you find out after you
Yes,
had that connection? Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So, but the point, but that's not a temptation to me because it wouldn't be something I would want to do.
But you know what happens? Sometimes you can meet somebody, right? And you could vibe with them. They could be your friend. They'll insert themselves in your life where they're calling you maybe for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They're calling you at a certain time every day. And then when you find out the truth, that temptation sets in, because you're like, shit, I'm not. It's a certain amount of time compared to the age that you have, right? So, but still, they've inserted themselves in your life for this short amount of time, and now you right now you're at a crossroads. Like, okay, I know why I go down the road and pretend that we could just be friends, or do I am I real with myself and be like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna fall into this urge that can lead to a temptation. I mean, an addiction.
Yeah. But
You know,
the example that you gave about drug addicts when it comes to the chemical imbalance, you're right. That's a very good example because in a chemical imbalance, that's really what an addiction is. When even for cigarettes, even alcohol, other types of drugs, because once you in your brain you've had it once or a couple of times, maybe, I don't know, but there's a time when your brain changes and then it becomes totally different and it's a chemical thing. So I agree with that completely. And I forgot, that is very true because some people are not tempted as much as others because of their brain structure. That's what I'll say.
yeah, because I know some people who could dip and dab, but they won't get addicted, and I know some
Right.
people dipped and dabbed once and are addicted. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
it really just depends on the individual. The
Yes.
will is will, honestly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, William.
Yo, Dennis is so quiet. I don't know. He up to something.
Yeah, argument. Yeah, I said, go ahead.
No, listen. I just look what I'm just so it's funny to me because Jules came on and I said the same question to T and T didn't respond the same way.
No, you
I
did
said,
not ask
can
that
temptation
question.
be avoided if you have an addiction? Hey Fred,
Okay.
Fred, didn't I ask that question? I asked you. Look, it's 4 questions.
He did ask that question.
You
And
said,
look,
"Oh, am I here in school? This is like I'm at work." Huh?
Well, she did say that.
You probably did. But I was really referring to me. Okay. Yeah.
Look, see, oh yeah, get her. See, Jules. Go ahead.
I was referring to me as me.
What's up?
Like in the whole conversation, I was talking about myself because when she's talking about when Jules was saying willpower, I was like, yeah, because willpower does have a lot to do with it, and my willpower can be very strong at times. Like I have a good willpower strength to know my limits and not do too much. So my temptation tolerance is different than others, and so I was basically saying about myself, really. If that makes sense.
It does. Because you can only answer this question from a personal perspective, really.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about to.
Right. So I
Hold on.
Like try to get me to place myself in other people's shoes and see different perspectives, but as a whole, you can only answer this question from a personal perspective.
Yeah.
Because no other,
Yeah.
Do you have any addictions?
It comes from your personal. No, I'm just kidding. So your twisted answer before I came on board.
Do you have any addictions?
Came from your own personal. What happened?
Me? I don't have no addictions.
No.
And my temptation came, huh?
No, okay. So what I was saying was I was making a joke. What I was saying was that so your messed up answer and your response came from your own personal perspective, your own personal view. But that was a joke. But I think the time lapse here kind of messes up the
yes.
I mean, yeah, but
yes. He doesn't know though. I don't think Chef, you don't know it's a time difference.
I could tell.
What's time? What difference?
Your response.
Yeah, it's like a little slower.
Jewel, it's not me. It's not me. It's you, Jules. Because when you talk, you hardly can hear you. You breaking up.
Okay, that's Jules. Okay, but we talking about you, and I think Frederick would agree that there's a little bit of a time difference on you responding to us.
Yeah, it is. Wait, but Dennis said you don't have an addiction though. You don't have an addiction?
We're not talking about that.
No.
You do have an addiction.
Like when you hear and then
boy,
when
you don't hustle, man.
I'm gonna tell you. You want me to tell you addiction? You want me to tell you addiction?
Hold up. Why I can't hear Jules when she said completed? Hold up. I can't hear what you said clearly, Jules.
What?
Huh? What? Yo, I'm this is getting my
Talk to
Jules, what you say?
I didn't say that. I was trying to make a joke, but it's like slow, so it's whatever. I'm not being funny tonight.
It's okay. We're laughing with you.
Not at me. No, sir.
Right.
I think he froze. Chef Dennis froze. He looked
Yeah.
like he,
Are we done with him? Did he freeze again?
I think he's gonna come right back on the same track.
But Frederick, make sure you ask that question again because he didn't answer. I want you to get into that. That was a good
What?
question.
He addicted. Think
Right?
about it.
He don't
He
have
likes he likes San Fran football, right?
That's it. Okay.
He likes San Fran. You get addicted every Sunday to watch your team play.
Oh. Yeah, you got to remind him. He probably will say, he's not addicted to that, but
And when you ditch him, like if something comes up, you're gonna watch a football team before you do anything that you like to do.
really?
Now I gotta watch that team. I'm like the same thing with my football. I like Miami. I watch them. What's up, Jewel?
What's up?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yo,
I had to
yeah,
my
hear
son today.
me?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying, Chef Dennis, you said you have no addiction, right? Hello?
Yeah, can y'all hear me now?
We can hear you. You hear us?
Huh?
You hear us?
What'd you say? Yeah, I hear you.
I said, can you hear us?
Yes.
You said you have no addiction, right?
Yeah, can you hear me? No.
I like that, Julie.
She got all the background. Where you got all these backgrounds from?
I want to know how to do that. I want to change mine up sometimes.
Like a cement.
She's taking a picture right now.
So Dennis.
Yeah.
So Dennis.
Yeah.
So you say you don't have no addiction?
Go ahead,
You say you don't have no addiction?
No.
So
No.
so do you like San Fran?
No.
You don't like San Fran?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you try to watch them every Sunday?
I'm not addicted.
Do you try to watch them every
if I'm
Sunday?
able to, yes. It's not something. Yes.
So you like to watch them. So that's
something
kind of
I
an addiction.
love the football. I love football. Yeah. No, no, because guess what? I could live without it. I could live without it. If I'm not able to watch it, I'm not like, oh my God, I'm going to die. No, no. If I got something to do, right, that's more important than that, I'm going to do it. So it doesn't supersede over everything. You got what I'm saying? So I'm not addicted to that.
No, you're not addicted to it. So it got to supersede.
Like my daughter might have a funk. No.
So
But look, if my daughter got a function, right, and it's on game time, I'm gonna go with my daughter. If my wife got me something, want me to do something on Sunday, it's important. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna miss the game. I'll record it. I'll come back to it. See what I'm saying?
So then wait, then you are addicted because why are you recording it?
Hey, listen. I'm gonna go back and watch it. That's the pleasure of having DVR.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's kind of
it's not something I gotta have. If I miss it, look. Listen, addiction is something that it's a weakness. I don't have a weakness for that. I could watch it. Look, the game is on Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. I could watch it on Friday. You see what I'm saying? I can watch it on Friday. I recorded it. So guess what? I'm too busy at work. I ain't got time to watch it. I'll watch it on Friday. Look, I got a show that I watch. Watch this. I got a show that it come on Fridays, right? I might watch it on Tuesday because I'm so busy over the weekend. It come on Friday. I watch it on Tuesday.
But you're still recording it. You hear what I'm saying? You're still recording it to make sure you get to see it.
You just did time management.
It ain't look, it
becomes addiction.
That's the time we live in. Look, see, that's the time we live in. It's technology. It gives you that.
No, we know that. We know that. Technology help you
so you can watch it at a different time. All right, so don't try to challenge it up and talk about that's an addiction. That's not addiction, bro. What's up?
The technology became your addiction. because now you're trying to record stuff that you can't see because you're working. So now
But
you're like, I'm gonna watch my show.
but
I'm gonna watch this show,
it's
but I'm
a
gonna record it because I can't
hey
be there
man,
live to
you
watch that
listen, you
show.
ain't gonna make me
Okay,
boggled all up.
wait a minute. What about food? We all have some type of thing when it
That
comes
don't hinder me. We talk we talk about temptation, man. We ain't talking about addiction. Temptation. Not addiction. Temptation.
Okay, but it's something that you're addicted
That's
to.
the topic.
Okay, addiction and temptation. You have to be addicted to it, right? To be
We not
temptation.
talking about addiction.
That's fine. You don't want to talk about it
No.
anymore. That's fine.
He-
You don't gotta be.
He's
Hold
like,
up,
I'm not trying to lose
wait a
this
minute.
battle.
Jules said it early. You do not. Hold up. You not listen. You listen. If you do not need addiction to be tempted,
Yes, you do.
everybody is tempted to do certain things. It depends, like she said earlier. It depends on the individual. My temptation is different from Fred's. Jules' temptation is different from mine. Or yours, Tani, it's a temptation that you have a weakness at. It's something you weak at. So you got look. That's you. You're going to be tempted. That's like you said. If you of a woman, if a woman is, she like to, huh?
You
What
just
say,
said
Jules?
you just say you have no temptations.
I know. I didn't say no temptation. I said our temptations are different. We all have temptation.
Oh,
Mine
my
is
bad.
different from each one of y'all. Yours is different. Your lifestyle is different from mine.
I agree with that, but do your temptation turns into
Yeah, I said
addiction?
addiction. You know what I'm saying? So
Now,
I listen.
do your
Fred
temptation turn into
temptation is totally different than mine. Huh?
Jules.
I said, do your temptation
What you
turns
say,
into
Fred?
addiction? Do your temptation turns into addiction?
No, because I don't have, like I said, I don't have no addictions, and my temptation, I like Jules said earlier, I stay away from certain things that I know that I could be tempted at. I'll give you an example. I ain't going to the strip club because I know that's temptation there. Why would I go to the strip club and I know I'm going to be tempted? No, I don't go. So I don't go to places where I know that I'm going to be tempted. It's going to be a struggle for me. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to those type of places. You know what I'm saying? So I go out with my friends. You know what I'm saying? I have a drink. Guess what?
So is it safe to say that temptation of you going to strip clubs can turn into an addiction?
Not addiction. It's a temptation. I know.
But
See, I'm
but you just
aware.
said
You know what I'm saying? I'm aware if I go into those places and I know if I'm having a drink.
You start going there, it's gonna be a struggle.
Addiction is a desire.
That struggle.
It becomes a desire.
That struggle is called temptation. That struggle is called temptation.
Now, listen. That's why I said I'm not going to allow myself to be tempted in that places. That's it. Why would I go?
So when you get tempted, you think you're going to be making an addiction if you get tempted? Just say you got tempted. Just say, you know what? You're tempted to go to strip club. Your friends say, come on, let's go to the strip club. Now your temptation turns into addiction.
The thing is repetitive temptation, right? If you fall into repetitive temptation, it's addiction.
It can very well can turn to addiction. Yeah, it can turn to addiction. Of course, every time you go. Listen, here's the thing. Every time, look, you're not an alcoholic, right? I'll give you an example so you can understand. You're not an alcoholic, but you go and every Wednesday you go and have a drink. Let's say you have one drink. Next Wednesday, you're like, oh, you know what? Let me go get a drink. Now you going Wednesday. Now you're taking 2 drinks, right? Now you're like, oh man, you know what? You sitting there a little longer. Now you got 3 drinks. Now guess what? You going every Wednesday. Guess what? Now it's going to become an addiction because guess what? You started with 1. Now you having 3. Now you having 4. Now you can't live without it. You got to go now you're going every day. It start out one day, and now that one day you starting taking multiple drinks that can very well have you being
Oh,
addicted to
say this.
I
Sometimes
agree. I agree with
drinking,
Dennis. It's like
getting
I'm
drunk.
recording my football game every Sunday because I gotta work. So I'm gonna record the game every Sunday because I can watch it on Tuesday when I'm off of work and I can see if my team won. That's so it became a temptation or it turned into addiction. Do you
Right.
agree, Dennis?
not to
No, we
say
won't.
that when you know what I was about to say, that
No, buddy. No.
sometimes
No, you just said
oh,
it.
sometimes addiction can be
Hold up,
controlled.
Hey, hold up, Fred. Hold up, go ahead, Ju. What'd you say, Jules? Fred
Addiction,
laughing. Yeah,
addiction can be
yeah, Jules.
controlled. Sometimes when you feel like sometimes addicts, especially like let's say people who have like great jobs, right? You have these addicts who let's say sniff cocaine, right? And they have these great jobs because you know that's expensive drug, right? So, well, it used to be, right? So, um, you got these people in executive positions, and they have their fix, but they know, you know, we all know that they have it during those 8 hours that they're working or 10 hours that they're working. So they wait. They literally wait, and you know, it becomes like a habit. Like if you know how you drink coffee in the morning, every
Mhm.
morning, your cup of coffee, that's an addiction. And when you don't have it, your head hurts. Oh, if you never had a caffeine headache, like I've had a caffeine headache and I don't know where it's coming from. I'm trying to figure out what happened. I didn't stay up at night. I got a full 8 hours. Guess what? I didn't have caffeine. Now I know, oh shit, I'm addicted. Like I've become addicted to caffeine. Like my body is
Jules,
to that addiction. So
Jules,
that's what
I said that at the beginning about you weren't on here, but I said I am addicted to alcohol. I have my glasses of wine every single day in the evening after work. So just like a cokehead, I am having my glass of wine. That's right. And I love it. And I'm
I'm
addicted because I want it every single day. And I can admit I'm addicted. Okay. I don't care how much people don't like it, what they say about it. Me knowing who I am, and I'm a coffee drinker, same way. I like my coffees. Thank you for that. That was perfect.
you know, so it addiction is not always like a negative thing where you're losing, you know, your kids or your family, God forbid. No, but it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. And consuming caffeine is not good for your body. You know, what else? It may be good, but not consistently, not every day. Um, you know, so little simple things like that are like sugar, even like having to have that piece of sweet something after you eat, that's an addiction.
Yep.
You know, I have Coca-Cola, not Coke, but Coca-Cola. A lot of people like Coca-Cola. You know, that's an addiction. A lot, like I know people who love drinking Coca-Cola. I know people who don't drink water, like, you know. So it just all depends. It doesn't have to be a
Yep.
negative
The
thing.
ginger ale.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I
So,
agree. It doesn't have
Jules,
to
you
be
said
a
it don't
negative.
have to be a negative thing.
But any too much of anything is not good for us. Too much of
Right.
anything. So that's what it is.
What was that, Fred? Oh, look, he's showing. Oh, true.
I've never had
I
that.
don't know what is
Things
that.
he do.
This is Dennis. This is a bag she's supposed to
What's
check for
that?
me.
That's
This is the bag she's supposed to check me. It's true fruit, strawberries frozen. She didn't tell me yet that she
Have
had
it.
some at it from.
We have it. We have a whole bunch. We have it. I saw it on. I actually thought about you, but I didn't get
what
to.
is that?
The true. What is it? True.
True
True.
fruit.
True. True chocolate covered strawberries.
Mm.
Yeah, they're really good.
You
It's
said
like
it's
they have.
Oh, chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah, they have a layer of yogurt and like it's a strawberry, then the layer, like a thin layer of yogurt, and then the chocolate is delicious.
mm.
The Nika is delicious.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yes. And then they have the dry one. Like if you go to Walgreens, they
Hey,
have the dry one.
so Jules,
Yes.
Jules, you say you addicted to caffeine?
No, I said
You addicted to caffeine, Jules?
no, I'm not.
Jules,
But I know
huh?
if if I drink too much caffeine, right, and I get the headache, I have to realize myself like, why do I have a headache? Everything I didn't drink last night, I didn't even go out, full 8 hours sleep. Why do I have a headache? And then now I know that okay, for 2 weeks straight, I had some strong ass coffee every day in the morning. So I know that like I probably have become addicted to this because my body is responding to it. So now I have to change. Like I have to pay attention to that and then adjust and change, or I'm gonna have a headache all the time. So I kind of like drink, and this is a true story. I can't like right now I'm drinking a lot of tea in the morning because coffee gives me a strong headache when I drink it consistently and then I stop. And I think it's because my body has become addicted to caffeine. And when I talk to other people, that's what they say.
Right. Caffeine can be that's what it is.
So
It's a drawback. Caffeine can be, detrimental to you. If you stop taking it and your body require it all often.
Hmm.
Say it
It's
again.
just like every Sunday when I watch my
What you say,
football
Jules?
team. It's like every Sunday. If I miss my game,
Let me
I'm
tell
gonna record that motherfucker. I'm not letting that game. I will not miss that game because I'm gonna record it. If I don't see it on Sunday, I'm gonna see it on Tuesday. So I'm addicted to my team.
yeah. Oh, Fred, you addicted to your team? Oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay, well, I'm not.
Just like just like my good friend Dennis, we addicted to our team because I got DVR and I'll make sure I'm gonna record that motherfucking game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it, baby.
And that's my addiction.
Or I go see the game. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah,
Oh, that's even
that's
more
your addiction.
addictive.
I'm mine. I don't,
That's
listen.
more addictive. That's more addictive. I'm gonna spend
I'm going. I'm
$3,000
going.
to watch this game.
I'm going to the game.
you are limited to that addiction.
I'm going to watch me some games.
Cause I remember back in the day, I used to
Huh?
record good times. I used to record good times. I said, "Yo, I'm gonna watch every
And
episode." You feel me? He
that's
can't.
something
What
you
happened to
like,
Dennis?
right? It's something you like.
Right. I'm addicted to it. Do you
I'm
think I'm
here. What you
addicted?
mean?
It's
You
a
think I'm addicted to it,
No,
Dennis?
you like it. You ain't addicted. No, you
I'm
like it.
recording it though. Why I'm recording
No,
it?
no, that's something you like.
Okay,
So
so
that,
can I like
Okay,
what is
you can record it
for,
all you want. Huh?
for your right for you, Dennis? What is a what constitutes you liking something versus you being addicted? Because if Fred is telling you straight out that even though he can't see it, he's gonna record it, and when he has a chance, he's gonna see it, and he has to see it every time it's on, even though he can't. You know what I'm saying? But you're telling him, no, you're not addicted. You just like it. So, coming from your perspective, what constitutes someone being addicted versus someone just really liking something?
Okay, someone that's look. All right, so I never did drugs, right? So I can't. But I know the downfall of someone having addiction with drugs, right? A drug addict, Fred gonna be. I'm not saying he know about it because he does drugs, but a drug addict is something they'll do whatever it takes to get it at all costs. They're not gonna miss a day without having it. They're not gonna miss
Like
an
they
hour
could,
without having it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the limits of addiction.
right? So if they
You
could,
can't. They not addiction. You're not gonna miss it. You're not gonna miss it at all. You're going to get it. You're going to do whatever it takes to get it. You're going to get it.
right, right. So let's say, for example, if an addiction that they had was visualizing something, right? If an addiction that they had was like seeing something consistently all the time, right? And they can't see it when they can, but they record it to see it when they're able to. That's not an addiction because they can't have it. They can't have it when they want it, but they're going to get it when they can. That's
Time
an,
management.
Look, listen.
they're feeding the addiction whenever
No,
they're able.
because look,
For time
here,
managing,
no, that's not an addiction. No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Look, hold up.
why? Because they have to
I
in
show
their
you
life,
why. Look, I watched Walking Dead, right?
wife,
Right?
families, their property. That's why it's not an addiction because they haven't had detrimental effects
It don't.
to it.
No, it don't. It doesn't. It's not controlling. No, it's not
It's not
controlling. It's
controlling
not
you,
controlling.
but you are
It's not
choosing
controlling me.
to report it.
Say that again, Jules.
It's not. It's
At a
not control,
different time. Listen, yeah,
but you're choosing to record it, right? Even though you can't see it when you want to, it's controlling you because you are
okay.
recording it. You can't miss out.
You watch this.
You
Here's the
want to
thing.
lose
Look,
tomorrow.
back. I'll give you.
Me, when I used to miss out on major sports, I used to read the article the next day. That to me was satisfying. I didn't have to see the game. It was better reading the highlights. So, but you have to watch. So that's an addiction, believe it or not. In your own way,
Okay, watch
how you
this. Listen.
controlled it, that's your addiction. And then that an addiction doesn't have to be a negative thing. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah, I got you. Here's it. I like the LeBron, right? I I don't watch all his games. If somebody say, "Yo, man, did you see the game last night?" No, I missed it. What happened? Okay, I go look at the highlights. You see what I'm saying? If I miss the 49ers, right? Since Fred talking about the 49ers, if I miss it, right? And somebody tell me I wake up sometimes because I work early in the morning. Here's the thing for you. I wake up early in the morning to go to work, right? So if I miss the game on Monday, I'm not sitting up watching the game. I go to bed because I got to work the next day. You see what I'm saying? See, when you got an addiction, guess what? You're going to do whatever it takes to see it. You're going to or do it. You're going to do it. See, if I got to work Tuesday, guess what? I'm not watching the game on Monday. I got to go to bed. I got to get up. See what I'm saying? So it does not consume me. It does not have me where, oh, I got to look at it. It does not have me an addict. Addiction, comes with it. You're an addict. You're an addict of it. You got to have it. See what I'm saying? So there are times, even Thursday, I work Friday, right? I can't watch the Thursday game sometimes because I got to work the next day. So see, I'm okay with that. So I don't have. That's why I said, see, that's not an addiction because there are days where I can't watch it because I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? But I can. You can show us my name is Dennis. I can bet you this. When you have an addiction, guess what? You're gonna do whatever it takes to get it. That moment. You're not gonna wait till the next day. You're gonna do it. You're gonna get it. You're an alcoholic. The alcoholic is not gonna wait till the next day. They're gonna do whatever it takes to get it. If they're on drugs, they're gonna do whatever it takes to get it. They're not gonna wait. If they gotta rob
That's
somebody,
not
they gotta steal, they're gonna do it.
that's not true, Dennis, because you could be alcoholic and you could drink all day long. You're gonna go to bed and sleep.
But it's not.
Time
So it's not.
management.
Listen,
Listen.
listen.
It is.
You ever heard of functioning addicts?
Yeah.
That is what you are. That is what
Now we talk. When you talking about, listen. Watch this. A
functioning.
functioning addict is somebody that, guess what? They do something that's going to be harmful to them, and they still can function.
A
You said now
functioning.
you use that word. You said a functioning addict. That means the person who has an addiction, they're already doing something that's going to be detrimental to their life. There are people who do drugs and they're functioning addicts that going to have long-term damage.
A functioning addict is an
What's it?
addict that time for their addiction. Addiction. That is a functioning addict. A functioning addict is a structured addict. It's someone who finds time to feed their addiction.
Me.
That is all a functioning addict take care of it's his or home is able to maintain his or her job, is able to just live in society society as everyone else along with the addict. That is a functioning addict finds time to feed their addiction. Now, an addict is someone who is disruptive and can't function without it, with whatever that addiction is. But a functioning addict can function and also be an can live in society like you and we will never. I know this. I'm not gonna say nothing, but I know someone in my new job who I can tell is a functioning addict. She is a functioning. The lady needs help, and I know in that place, everyone knows that
Uh,
she's a functioning addict, and I think they probably have and I know people who are, let's say alcoholics. That's like the major one that is acceptable. Who will accommodate them, because they feel sorry for them, and it's an addict, and they've tried, and you know, let's keep them, and the team, I do this to him, her, blah blah blah, and they literally accommodate that person. Continue to It's a functioning addict. An addict doesn't have to be chaotic and doesn't have to be someone in the streets losing it all. It could be someone who has it all, but is on the brink of losing it all, but they maintained it. Like they have maintained that addiction, and they go in and out. Like they get clean, and then they relapse.
So Dennis is a functioning addict.
Yeah, it's a road.
Dennis.
No, I'm not.
I am.
Sorry.
I will say
No,
that I all day long. I will.
Let me ask you this question, Dennis. This is a good question for you. Now, say you work on Tuesday. Say the game is on Monday, right? You work on Monday night. You can't see the game. Do you still want to find out if your team won or not?
Of course.
No. that's where addiction come at. Would you want to find out what happened in that game?
What?
I said.
I didn't hear you, Fred.
You heard me?
The thing is, how soon?
I go into my phone and see who won. That's it.
Okay, so then why would you go into your phone and see who won if it's not addictive?
You're gonna break your sleep in the middle of the night to look at that article?
Bruh, you going to see if they won. What is wrong with you, bruh? I'm saying if they won. So they ain't no addiction. If you think that addiction, you really got to go and
it becomes addiction because you got to know what happened to your team. It becomes addictive. Like, damn, I missed the game, but I got to find out what happened to my team. Did they win or not? Because I can talk shit the next day. Do you agree with that?
Hey, Fred, look, guess what? Look.
If you say guess what, one more time.
I don't have any dependency. I don't depend on that.
We didn't say you depend on it. You don't have to be addicted to depend
on that.
You don't have to depend on nothing. There is a craving.
I'm giving you the examples of it of addiction. No, I don't.
You do have a craving. You do.
You want me to tell you what I crave?
You're craving to see. You craving to see. No. Let me tell you. You crave to see the score. You want to know who won. You craving the score. Right? Do you agree? You don't want to know who won? You mean you can go out the whole day?
No.
All right, then.
No, guess what? I'll find out when I find out the next day.
You just said you didn't say that though. You just said the next day. That's right. You're gonna find out the next day. You craving to know who won. You missed your team play. You working. The next day you like, damn, I want to know who the hell won.
That's it. I missed.
Every next moment you're able to.
Yeah. You craving to see who won.
He's not accepting that.
He's not accepting he's not accepting that. But me and you on the same page what I'm trying to say, right?
Jules, are you on where are you at, Jules, with this? If you can hear us.
I'm here. I think that Fred is right. I'm with Fred.
See? Tanika, who you with, Tanika? Who you with, Tanika?
You already know. because Chef does not want to hear anything else. He cannot see right now, and
He cannot see, and he got glasses on, and he has glasses on.
He can't see. He
And
can't
look,
see now, and I love
Who
him.
can't see?
You can't because you're not.
Boy,
looking
you better
at
wake up and smell a coffee.
You're not looking at yourself.
You better,
I'll make you have to detach yourself in order, and that's with everything, and that's why
you better wake up and smell a coffee.
what's it called, the Buddha was, it reached enlightenment because able to detach himself from everything and everyone, the people that he loved, the people that he missed, the people that he yearned to know that he didn't know, like the future.
Well, he's not going to be a Buddha. He's not going to be a Buddha.
But that the addiction piece comes into play with that. You have to be able to detach yourself from whatever it is that you want. And if you're not able to do it, then yeah, you are addicted. You can hear me? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I think my phone is ringing.
It is.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Somebody's phone is ringing, and an Android is ringing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Fred. You can't hear.
That's Fred.
Oh, okay.
Because I heard the ringtone. I was like, wait, my shit is an iPhone. But anyway. But that's you have to be able to detach yourself. You have to be completely detached. So for example, that team, you don't care if they win, they lose, they play or not. Detachment. A friend, do they call you? Do they keep up with you? Are they living in this? Are they living on, like, literally? That is extreme, but you have to be able to detach yourself. As human beings, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do have some form of addiction. If that's your favorite team, how long has that been your favorite team? They weren't your favorite team since last season.
What?
Since high school.
No, they've been my team since I was a kid. Since I was a kid.
You know how many games they play. You know who's their star.
See, watch this. Hey, watch this. Do you? There's a difference. Look, there's a difference because that now. So you want to be philosophical. So here's something for you, Fred. Okay, there's a difference in having a passion and addiction. Okay, there's a big difference. Having a passion for a team and having an addiction for a team. Okay, so there's a big difference. Okay, because guess what? Because your team trash. So you don't. Guess what? You don't have no desire to watch your team. I have a desire to watch my team because they're great. Your team is.
Wait, Dennis. How do you know they're so great if you don't even try to watch them? Because you're not addicted to your team. So how you know they're so great?
See, I said, look, that's a desire. That's a desire that I want. I want to watch the team. But see, I'm not addicted. You know what I'm saying? I don't depend on them winning. I just say, you know what? If they win,
no, you don't have to depend.
If they lose. I'm not gonna be like, oh.
But the problem is,
getting in your face, talking a little trash. Right? I don't have no dependencies on that. So if
no,
they
this
win,
is the issue.
they win. If they lose, if they lose. That's what. I ain't making no money. I don't have no bad habits. What?
This is the issue. It doesn't matter if they win or lose, but you're gonna find out if they won or lose. You're gonna know if they want to lose. You're gonna know if you had a sorry record. You're gonna know if you have a winning record. You're gonna know. So you kind of addicted to them. Because if something happens to your team, you know if your player out, you know if your quarterback out. Who your quarterback for San Fran? Who your quarterback for San Fran?
Who?
Purdy.
All right, so then you know, was he hurt last year?
No.
Yep.
Did he get? No, he wasn't hurt. No, he was hurt.
How you know that?
He got hurt in
How
the
do you
playoffs.
know?
You forgot?
How do you know?
You gotta watch the game. That's why.
Because you addicted to it.
Game.
You addicted to your game.
I watched the game. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You addicted to them.
Nah,
You
but
addicted to your
well,
team,
I don't know
man.
why you keep saying you keep using the word addiction. I told you. You gotta know you gotta really know what addiction is because it's something that
It's a
somebody can't live
craving.
without. I
You
can.
you yo, listen,
I
if
do it
anything
without
happened to you, yo, Dennis, if anything ever
you,
happened to you, I will
you,
put San Fran all over everything. You have San Fran all over everything.
You can live
if
without.
you can see look, if you can see, of course, I could live without it. So see what I'm saying? It's not like, oh my God, no. Please. I got
Yo, Joe, this guy,
way other bigger
the
stuff
first
going on than that.
the first day we
Fred,
got
I
on the
can't
air
believe
with
you sitting here saying that though, Fred.
yo, the first day we got on the air with Dennis, he had a big ass
I told her,
poster, San
wait a
Fran on
minute,
the back.
I
He had
didn't.
a big ass poster, San Fran on the
don't worry.
back.
I didn't.
Don't worry. When football season come, you gonna look, you gonna see my San Fran in the back. You gonna see it all back
So
there.
you
But hey
addicted.
Fred, I'm shocked at you, bro. Like you laughing and joking, right? Hey Jules, Why, Jules, I can't believe him. See, he joking, but I'm being serious. Look, he joking and saying that I'm addicted to my team, right? Watch this. You ready, Jules? You
You
ready?
know the Jets.
I'm the same
No.
guy. When I was cooking my dinners, I brought my dinners over to his house. No, I brought on Sunday, I brought my dinners to him at his house. If I'm addicted to my team was playing, I brought him food because I was selling dinners. I brought him food to his house. So how
Yes,
can
he
I
did.
be so addicted when I'm making money? Guess what? All right, when I'm
But
making money, I ain't thinking about my team. I catch it when I catch it. When I'm making that money. I ain't thinking about the 49ers. I'm thinking about that money.
let me tell you something, Jules. He did it to my house on Sunday. But
What you
guess
say,
what?
Jules?
You know what he did, Jules? He recorded that game because he could watch it the next day after he made money on Sunday.
No, I didn't. I look.
You just
I
said you
look when I
DVR your
miss it. Look
game.
when I missed it. Hey, Fred, if I missed the game, look, if I missed the game and I see they won, right? I'm not going to watch that game. They won. I said I don't need to see. I don't need to look at the replay. They won. That's it. See what I'm saying?
You don't look at no
I'm
highlights.
not like,
You don't look
oh,
at the
you know what?
highlights.
I'm gonna go watch the game. Nah, if they won, nah, I don't care. They won. That's all that matters. They won. That's it.
Did you record the game? Did you record it though?
That's it.
Did you record it?
It depends on who they playing. So I don't record every game. No, it
So
depends on who
depends.
they playing. I don't record
Yo,
the games
Tanika,
on certain days.
did this guy said he record the games and
I'm serious. I'm being so real.
what you just said? Look,
I'm being honest.
you just told us you record the game, the DVR technology. You were just talking all this technology.
Monday, look what I said. I said earlier you wasn't listening. Monday and Thursday, I don't watch those games because I got to work the next day. So I just check on my phone to see if they won. If they won, that's cool. I'm not going to watch their game. You crazy? I
You
don't
said
got no time for that. I'm not wasting
you
my
said you
time for that. See what I'm
DVR it,
saying? So I'm not
Tanika.
I ain't addicted to doing that. If I miss
Tanika, what did he say,
certain
Tanika?
teams,
Okay.
and it depends on the day.
And it depends on the day.
Yep. Do we record it, Tanika?
Yeah,
Do we record his games?
there you
What
go,
he
bro.
told me, he said, Fred, you got to step up your
Hold up. But
technology.
listen, I keep telling you though, yo, I keep telling you, but when you record something and go back and watch it, I told you, no addiction, bro. You listen, you gotta have it that day. You gotta have it, bro. Stop the
But then
nonsense, bro. You gotta have it. You ain't going on. You're not going to the next day without it. You going.
Okay.
That's why it's called an addiction. That's why
Let
it's
me say
called an
this.
addiction. Because
Okay,
you
but let
gotta
me say
have
this.
it. You
Let me
depend
say
on
this.
it. Without that, you can't make it.
Let me say this.
Jules said
Okay.
it earlier. She said she got a coffee addiction. Guess what? If Jules don't have coffee, she done.
Chef, you ready? Let me say this. You are taking it to an extreme when it comes to addiction. Did you hear me?
No, I'm not.
You do. You're
Yes,
always,
I
you
hear
don't
you.
see it. Okay, but listen, you don't see it as addiction is what every single person, I believe, has some type of addiction.
Can
You
I ask
know,
you?
you
Can
don't
I?
have you don't have nothing. You're not saying anything about one little thing.
Right.
Because you're so extreme.
Can I ask you a personal question? You don't have to answer. You know, okay, I'll say this, and you don't have to agree or disagree. It seems like you're very resistant when it
You
comes
talking to
to
me? You talking to me, Jules?
Chef Dennis. Yeah. It seems like when we talk about addiction, you're very resistant about it. You don't see it in a you don't see it in a like a day-to-day thing, because some people do function like, yeah, yo, I'm addicted to cheesecake, I gotta have it every Friday, you know what I'm saying? So I think the way you respond to it makes me feel like it's something that you, not necessarily you have dealt with directly, but someone close to you has, that it has affected and impacted you, and you are no way close to that word that means, or any meaning to the word addiction, which in terms, you know, a lot of people do have some sort of addiction,
But you
like me, coffee. I've recognized it.
okay?
Have, you know, but when it comes to you, for you to say that you have no addiction, and then hearing you speak, and then having my counseling background, it makes me feel like maybe dealt with it personally at some point. You don't have to go in, but that's it. I'll leave it there. And we all have, you know, personally, we all
You
have. I think we're in what,
but
2000?
so Jules, look. So
What? What's up?
as you grow, as you look, you got to think about it. What the world, man, bro, man, what the, what, yo, bro, what you doing, bro? This guy in the room. Look, Jules, you said so. You know, so in other words, you saying, yo, what in the world, man? What is this guy doing, man? Hey, man, coach, I'm Mike, bro. I want to see you in the bathroom.
Camera
Look,
off.
so you said, you asked me, do I have any? Yeah, uh, any addictions?
No,
Or
not
you
you
saying,
personally.
or tempted? What are you asking me?
No, so what I'm saying is that maybe at some point, to now that the age that you are, that probably did experience some sort of addiction, either personally or maybe within your family, a close family member, that impacted you and affected you to the point where you say, "Hey, there is no way, no how you have addiction." You know, innocently, we can all have addiction. Like some people have a sweet tooth after they eat. You know what I'm saying? They have to have like chocolate, ice cream, or whatever, cake. You know, so let's say what else? Like some people need to have, when they snack on sweet, they need to have something salty nowadays. So you have these Chex um snacks that they sell. So I'm being very light and yet very entertaining, right? So um what I'm saying is that maybe response that you give, you've dealt with something like that personally, where it has impacted you directly. For you to say that you don't have an addiction at all, which the math ain't mathing, because everybody does. Everybody, to some extent.
Well, he listens to you, Jules. He don't listen to me or Frederick. So we be saying the same thing, but he not hear nothing.
Yeah, he listening now. I see.
Yeah, he's stuck. I think he's stuck. Damn, and I said so much. I don't think I'm gonna remember everything. Stuck. Yeah, he not even, you don't see his shoulder breathing, like he's stuck.
You're right.
Because he got addiction. That's why he's stuck.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, I thought I had a connection.
We all do. We all feel that way.
What you say, Tini?
We all feel
What?
that way.
Can't see you though. You at? Oh, now we can. You in live, in the live.
You get you.
No, you were stuck. You was just like
So
Moving.
far as me, I was stuck. For far as
No,
me having any past or previous addictions or whatever, no, I didn't have anybody in my life with addiction, that struggle with something that had me a bad feeling about addiction. No, that's not it. It's like I understand what it can do to you having an addiction. You know what I'm saying? Also, as well as being tempted. I understand that whole scenario. That's why I don't put myself in places where I'm going to be tempted. Okay, and then having an addiction, I know what having an addiction, a true addiction, is, what it can cause, whether it be mental, physical, relationship wise. You have an addiction that can affect somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's close to me, or friends or anything. You know what I'm saying? Just being around a person that has an addiction. Me hinder. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's so why I speak about addiction. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things like that. That's why I don't even put myself in that type of atmosphere. A person that has an addiction. If I had a family member that had an addiction, you know, it would be difficult to deal with it. But I would pray for that person. But it depends on their addiction. I probably wouldn't, deal with that person.
I
It
think with
depends
every
on what it was. You know what I'm saying?
day,
I probably wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to be, around that individual.
yeah, and I shouldn't say that's not fair. That's not fair. Like to say that I have experience, but I think no, like addiction is especially when you have babies involved and kids that can't even like go out and work care of themselves. That's tough. But then when you have addiction that not only affects you, then it's just only affecting you. That's a different story, So I think in all, it's bad because it's affecting one or more, right? So, but how do we deal with that, right? How do we deal with addiction? Anyway, that's a different story. But why did you pick this topic? Like, why did you pick a temptation versus
Yeah.
um addiction? What was that?
Versus what? Temptation. That's because that everybody's tempted. That's why temptation is something that everybody's deal with. Everybody, has some type of temptation, and when temptation comes, it can be harmful, to your life. It depends on the individual. Temptation is something serious. You say so.
But
Why I picked the topic? That's why.
temptation becomes difficult once you accept. Once you start to play that shit, um, it becomes hard. If you denounce
It
it from
depends
the
on.
start,
Yeah, it be
now, now, if you denounce it from the start, then you don't have nothing to worry about. But once you start to want to play it, that shit is hard. It becomes hard once you do that. Trust.
no,
And we
but
know
every
everybody.
we all look. We all
No,
everybody has some type of limitation on temptation. Everybody temptation.
no one. I'm telling you,
Everybody. There's nothing that we
if you,
can do.
but no, no. If you say no, start. You don't have. You don't. It's not hard
Huh?
at all.
Huh?
Like once temptation hits, right, and once it's a question in your mind, and you shut it down, it's not a problem. It becomes difficult once you want to play around with it. Once you want to have of what it is that your mind is thinking, then it becomes difficult. Then it becomes hard. You have to know yourself in order for you to overcome that. And tell yourself, now we're not even gonna go down that road or at all. Or and if you want to taste
Right.
it, then but it's not hard. It becomes hard once you start to want to entertain. Once you start to even want to think about, like, what would it be like? Just that thought. That's when it becomes hard. Right after that. But if you say no from the door, if you be like, no, never mind, forget, no, 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 it's not gonna be a problem.
Yeah, you right. It's definitely not going to be a problem. But so that we get that it's not going to be a problem. So you're not going to be tempted like that. You're not going to be tempted like that. There's something in each and everybody's life that you struggle with, and then now that's where your temptation come in. You know what I'm saying? Like T said earlier. Listen, there are women out here that prey on men that are married, right? And guess what? That's and then there's men who married and they think they can get away with that. They gonna be tempted with that because they have a desire that's deep inside of them. They have a desire to say, you know what, let me see how she gonna do, how she gonna be. Let me see if she gonna play along with the game. And boom, there you go. You've been tempted. You've been tested, tried,
Well, you have been, but
right?
it's up to it's up
And guess
to
what?
either the woman who's being tested to either entertain
Yeah,
that thought. Once you start to even think it's about the heart, that's when it becomes a challenge. But if you open the door, you have
yeah,
a very assertive person.
I give an example, right? Being that I'm married, right? I, I'm married, so guess what? I know if I step down on my wife, right, the price that can cause me to lose everything, I'm not willing to do that. Some people don't care about that. See, I know the consequence that comes with that. Some people don't really care about that. So I'm just one of those individuals that, you guess what, the consequence. I think about, the repercussions. So, some people don't. And so, when I look at it like that, from that perspective, that's why I don't put myself in those situations. I don't do that because guess what? I know there's a consequence, and that consequence can be detrimental to the rest of my life. So I don't even you know play like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people do. Some people that's their thing. You know what I mean? But that's how I stay out of that temptation thing. Am I tempted? Yeah, of course, daily. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right,
saying that I'm not tempted daily, but guess what?
right.
I think about the
That is
consequence.
exactly what I say.
The consequences can be detrimental. So with temptation.
What happened? Jules, you're muted. She was talking. Can you hear Jules? You're muted.
Oh shoot. And Fred muted too.
I don't
I'm
think
here.
that's Jules because we can't hear you. You're muted. Okay.
No, yeah.
Hey Jules, we can't hear you, Jules.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
What were you saying?
Say it again. We
No,
didn't hear nothing you said.
I think we were
Yeah,
saying the
we didn't
same.
hear nothing you said.
I think we were saying the same thing. Um, you just have to stay grounded and focused, and really shoot down all the that you really have to know what it is that you want. You can't be entertaining none of this stuff out there because then it does become like a challenge, a temptation.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will say this
Right.
about
Yep.
Chef. What I've learned about Chef, he does not cuss, and I've listened to him, you know, almost say cuss words, and he don't say cuss words, and it's like that's weird. But he's kind of like a goody two shoe in my mind. That's how I see him.
Hold
Nah.
on, hold on, hold on. He does
Hey,
curse when he playing
hey,
basketball. He
listen.
does curse.
That's
Oh,
it. Oh,
oh.
oh,
Yeah, he does curse.
oh no. See, I don't see that
Man,
part.
I
I think he's a goody two shoe.
hey, he lying. Yeah, listen, he lying to the soul of his he
So you
lying.
don't cuss.
He lying like
Don't.
a soldier in hell. No, no.
Okay. Yeah, you are a goody
I
two
got
like me.
listen, hey Jules. And it's not listen. I no, I but no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be so honest. You know why that I didn't struggle with that is because the atmosphere growing up, I was not around that a lot. So it wasn't something that I had to struggle with. Even though I went out clubbing, even though I never had to. That it wasn't something that was constant. So it never became a vocabulary that I needed. So it was like, no, it's not a good two shoes. It's nothing I had. That wasn't something I struggled with. You You know what I'm saying? I was able to not speak that, you know, or do that because of how I am and where I'm at. I've been out I'm raised in North. So I've been in
So
the hood all my life. And then now, I mean, it's not because of now how I am. It's just that I never had this. I was able to.
Jules, you understand my point, though?
Yeah, it hasn't been just speaking proper or speaking, you know.
It's such a delay. The language of cursing is always around us as we grow up, and he has been able to refrain from it for a certain, you know, he has a will about him that does not allow it. So that's why listening to this whole conversation is like, I can see it now that I think about the whole cursing part.
Right. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, like this my parents. Like both my parents, growing up, my parents didn't curse. My grandparents didn't curse. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I was not exposed to that type of language. So I didn't. So it wasn't like, oh, F this, F that. Nah, I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? You know, aunts, uncles, just that my circle. I didn't get that. So I wasn't. So it wasn't something that came natural. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that's how we speak. You know. Now other people they curse, and that's not mean that I'm better than them. It's just like that's something that I just don't struggle with. And then now that I'm older, it's like, yo, I really don't. If you gotta, and there's no offense to anybody that curse. It's like I don't even want to speak negativity. Like if I'm speaking something negative, it's something wrong. I got a problem with that.
Were you always like
so I just try to.
Hold on, cursing don't have to be negative. Curse could be like, oh shit, she look good as hell. It could be a positive. Cursing don't have to be negative. It could be like, oh shit, she look good as hell.
Look, Fred, but hold on. Watch this. Hold on. Since you said that, since you open up your mouth, write this, check us out. Guess what? Why do you feel the need that you have to say it like that? Just answer that question. That's it. Why you can't be like, oh man, she look good? Why?
Because that's the time you in the moment. In the moment, you could be in the moment.
But you could be in the moment. You get that language, where you get that language from? That language, where did you get it from? Where you get that language from? That using that type of language. Where did you get it from? Okay, then there you go. That's not what you talking about. You was making my point clear. That's what I just said. I've been in the streets. I've been in the streets just as long as you. And shut up, man. I don't want to talk to you.
Streets. I mean, you can say it any way you want it. It's still like when you say, "Oh shit, she look good." That means like, oh, yo, this girl banging. You're like, hey, she looks good. It don't have no meaning. There are no authority. Oh, you know what I'm saying? But in the corporate world, you're not gonna say that. On the street world, you're gonna say that, but in the corporate world, you're gonna be like, she's a very pretty young lady.
Hey, y'all, look, y'all,
Tanika,
listen,
look,
y'all know y'all can keep me rolling, boy, because woo, man, it's almost 2 hours long, man.
Yeah,
we gotta go. I'm cutting my hair. Right. I started cutting my hair.
Yes, good night, everyone.
We gotta go, because Jules, we'll talk to you later. Good night, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.
All right, peace. My brother Dennis.